another episode of Vitamin D&D Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. Missed you guys, it's been a while. We had a really fun 2 games in a row for the Siege of Easthaven, and a really fun one-off while we were away as well. But it's nice to get back to it and continue the rest of the story. So yeah, it's nice to see you guys again. It's nice to be back. Before we get stepped into the next episode and the consequences of what happened last time, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to the usual Hero Forge. If you're watching it, it's the bottom right. You'll see there's a little link. And if you go to our back page, you'll get a referral link to what you may ask. I'm glad you did. You can make customizable 3D miniatures that you can have shipped to your house or inside digital formats for things like Tailspire or Roll20. So go ahead and click on the referral link. You'll get a discount, we get cash, and that makes everyone happy. I don't think of another deal. Literally everyone's happy in it. So just do it! Just do it! Another big shout out, of course, as always, to Michael Gulpy Studios and Philip Melvin, who compose incredible music. We have it in the background and ambiances as well. So yeah, they do a fantastic job, and you'll be hearing them soon. Other than that, is there anything else anybody would like to share? Any news? Can I brag about any of you guys? No? Okay.
Please don't. Absolutely do not.
Check back in like 2 years, maybe. Yeah.
In about 2 years, okay, cool. Somebody make a note of what calendars.
I'm actually planning on entering the witness protection program, so I would like all of this scrubbed.
Oh, jeez.
I have some plans.
And delete.
I'll just Photoshop Gabe's head over yours.
Yes, thank you. But keep the voice the same. People won't notice.
He's talented enough for everyone to believe it. Well, yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do. We'll just go ahead and step into the next episode of Icewind Dale. Rime with the Frost Maiden. Where'd you go? Daddy needs you. We're recording. You need to happen like this now, okay? For fuck's sake. Jesus. There you are. Thank you. Never mind. Daddy was wrong. He couldn't read and he apologizes. Sorry.
Referring to yourself as daddy in third person is real tough.
Right? It's what the D&D stands for.
Daddy Master.
Daddy.
Master. Ooh. Never mind. All right.
Nope, that's it. That's what we're calling you. Daddy Master, I have a question about my role.
Immediately.
Excuse me.
Oh, no.
Please have
Welcome back! Alright. So, my friends, last we left off after a chaotic defense of the siege in Easthaven. Duergar forces and their giant Charlotte dragon doing their best to siege the town. But with some careful planning and some delightful reactions, we find ourselves now in the center of Easthaven, amongst damaged buildings and, of course, the Charlotte dragon lying shattered at your guys' feet. Tobias, inside his bare form, smells of singed fur as he leaped inside the Charlotte dragon from a wound from the mighty spear, the mighty javelin sent by the ballista earlier by Crano, tearing it from the inside. And as you one by one took your final shots at this monstrous form, Enale is defeated, shattered, fallen to the ground. Its strange spell that it seemed to emit inside its aura seems to have faded. As it fell, the members of the militia, alongside our own Charlie Booker and a giant friend, Heimdall, along with the militia forces led by Lieutenant Boren, managed to hold back the Duergar forces that tried desperately to rush to the Charlands and aid as you guys attempted to destroy it. There's a brief moment where the conflict stops and the victory of the good people sort of spells the silence over. The only thing you guys hear is the crackling of fire and then the snapping of wood. And the silence falls for quite some time before you hear a roar from Charlie Booker, and very soon the entire militia and everyone just starts to cheer and chant at the victory as the Duergar forces, some of which are just stunned at the sight of their mighty dragon torn to pieces, were very quickly finished off by the rest of the forces, especially by a giant and with Charlie there. There's a brief moment back at the tower. Donna Bonnie, you feel a squeeze from your hand as Ronald and you look out towards the window at this sort of expanse of people who are all now cheering towards the sunlight that is beaming over Easthaven for the first time in years. You can see inside the horizon several figures are running out of the snow, trying to just sort of scatter in a very typical retreat fashion as they try their best to leave the city. He doesn't look at you, but he does tell you to say, Donna, in all of your darkest moments, remember this one. You're the person who gave them the sun. And back as the chants go throughout it, they eventually chant to the dragon has fallen, the dragon has fallen! And it goes out throughout the entire city. So my friends, you guys find yourselves in a strange, very rare moment for the good people. And that is a moment of silence, a moment of peace amongst yourselves as the Shadow Dragon lays amongst you, and you can hear the chanting of the people of Easthaven all around you. And that is where we're going to be picking off.
This dragon looks fully like a construct and not like someone was piloting it or anything, right?
From what you can tell, it was just this strange sort of crafted steel that had been connected by this energy.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to be like a piloted vehicle of any kind.
Still no sight of Zardarok Sunblight, right?
No, but if you'd like to roll me a perception check.
Sure. 10.
I'll go one as well.
Thank
24.
24. Alright, so spending your time inside the rubble, we're taking a look around. You don't. It's hard to see or hear anything else past the chanting and else. But I will say, Tobias got a 24, and with the observant feat, you do notice pretty far off into the distance, just past even sort of the tower, and it's easy to see. Unfortunately, because of the damage that's been done to some of the buildings, it doesn't really do much to block the horizon. You do start to see congregations of what you would assume doesn't really look like militia. You've seen dark steel armor, a lot of white hair, sort of congregating, and then you see sort of large sizes, not giants, but also not humanoid. Get an idea that maybe there are still some Duergar, some in clunks throughout the town of Easthaven.
Let's go.
There is coming towards you guys as Hamrir, the other giant who was fighting alongside you, seems to be limping up. Duergar inside their large sizes seem to have done quite a bit of damage. The majority is on his legs, and as his one leg kind of limps over, he sort of slows his step down as he comes down to Laufey's kind of charred corpse. And he just falls down on one leg as best as he can. He just kind of guides her arms to her chest a little bit, and then he kind of just says a bit of a prayer silently. So now and then you'll hear the mutter of some giant before he pats it twice and picks it up. And as he goes to stand up, you hear as Charlie comes up. Very different kind of atmosphere from this man as he's panting heavily, but he seems to be pretty stoked inside this environment. He's covered in blood. He's torn off his previous choke pads. So at this point, any kind of clothing that he was wearing before has been torn off. His cuts, he's bruised. His one cheek is like really swelled up, but his mustache is still in perfect form. Still wearing his two giant brass knuckles, and he runs over to you. I would say probably the closest one out of the lot would be, based on how you guys were positioned before, would be Tobias. As he runs over to your giant bear form, he just kind of grabs you real quick. And oh, so glad you guys are alright. I was worried for a moment there. Where's Donna?
In the tower.
I mean, fucking. Do hope she's alright.
Oh, damn
He
it.
did roll a high perception.
Aw.
I will say, however, as you guys hear that, as you guys start to notice this, Orla?
Yeah.
Could you please roll me another perception check?
Sure. 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. As Tobias has kind of pointed out the areas inside the back, you do eventually start to hear throughout the muffled silence, in Dwarvish, you hear, "Bring the tower down!" And you're now in this emotions. Donna, as you're currently looking throughout the windows, there's a brief,
I hear this.
Miss Bonnie, ma'am, I think you should look at this. And as you turn around, one of the guards is looking out through one of the other windows, and he's just kind of gingerly pointing out of the one side. And if you had to take time to look it out there, you can start to see there are small patches of Duergar forces that are now storming towards us. At this time, as you're currently looking at that on the horizon, it's slowly starting to fade away as white and blue in the form of a huge blizzard as far as you can look out is coming towards Easthaven.
I'm still concentrating, right?
Correct. You're still concentrating. It'll stay for 8 hours, provided that you're still
Yeah.
concentrating. However,
How long did our battle last?
you still got plenty of time.
Yes.
Yeah, you still got plenty of time on that. So, as now the Duergar forces are rushing towards you, and your cannon is still currently facing towards the other way, towards where the guardians are, you guys start to notice there's currently some mobilizing happening throughout the Duergar forces. So,
And they're heading toward the tower.
as far as you can tell.
And the cannon's pointed in the wrong way.
Correct.
Okay, so Ronaldi, we gotta move this.
Right? You heard her! She points to the guards, and other guards are starting to help you move along and start to carry the other thing. I will say, there is a brief moment where as he sticks his head out the window and he once again just pulls out a small string and he sends it flying out. Tobias, you hear Ronaldo's voice inside your head. Hey boss man, a lot of Duergar forces coming to the tower. We can sure use some help.
Copy. On me. And I just crawl out of the. What? I think I was still in the dragon. So
yeah.
On me.
Right? As you do that, Lieutenant Bourne behind you is just like, man, it's not time to celebrate yet. And the rest of the militia that are still able to go starts storming out. Hammer as well gets up, but instead of like starting to jolt off, he starts to chant something inside Giant throughout the towns, and you guys start to hear a coming down throughout the state. At this point, now the cannon has been fixated towards out the edge. Ronaldo's doing his best to try and point out particular areas of this town. I'm going to allow you to take one shot if you would like to.
I need to.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll, please. Roll a d20, add your proficiency and your dexterity to it. So I guess it's +6.
Add my proficiency in this.
Yeah. Oh, no, it won't be.
More than that,
Plus
Is it?
8.
Yeah, it's 8, I think,
No,
right?
that's my saving throw. It's dexterity.
Okay, yeah, so your dexterity is +4, and then you'll add your proficiency.
which is also
It'll be at the top.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Oh yeah, so your proficiency is +4?
Plus 4 plus dexterity is plus 8.
Alright, so d20 plus 8.
Guys, there's no way I can't do this. Let's go.
That's a spirits! That's a spirits!
Okay, so 9 plus 8 is gonna be 17.
Yeah.
There's another hitting on the side of the street. You do actually manage to hit a few Duergar. As from one of the two sort of corridors that seem to be running throughout the passage, you just see as some of them
You?
start to their bodies start to run out. Reacting to this though, the ones that run in the front all start to enlarge and kind of form this huge giant meat shield as they start storming through.
Meat shield.
Yeah, towards the next section. Alright. As you guys...
That's what they call me.
Can I-
Ooh,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So, as this whole craziness is happening, Krano, who is literally just beating down on the head, once she eventually gets to the ground and just collapses, kind of just having that moment of just like pure anger, but just pretty much contemplating everything in her entire existence.
Sure.
Is just gonna go in her head, this is not the time. Revert back to myself
Alright.
and look for the dragon arrow.
Alright,
that
cool.
I shot.
Roll me an investigation. 10. Oh yeah, with a 10 and just how chaotic and pressed the
Yeah.
time is, I'm afraid not. No, this
Okay.
is too much of like rubble and damage that's been happening.
I'll just go, whatever, later, and I'll start running.
Right.
Nice.
As you guys start to book it though, there's as now wood from some or whatever buildings that were have just collapsed, and as this massive woolly mammoth comes charging up, it's got like a few maybe like arrows and bolts and like a hand axe stuck inside it, but it's done nothing to stop this massive form that comes to charge it up. Humber just sort of reaches down, he just starts grabbing you guys, and starts tossing you on
Thank
there.
you.
Charlie Book is already climbing up its head. Like, oh, this is good. Let's go, big one.
Nice.
So as you guys are now on board this massive woolly mammoth, and you guys are starting to run down towards the street, racing off towards the tower. So what I'm going to ask, if either one of you would like to volunteer to roll me a d6, please. And Donna Bonnie, I'd also like you to roll me a d6, please.
3.
3.
Well done.
Okay.
I also got 3.
Also got a 3.
What does it mean?
Okay. Alright, so as you guys are currently storming down on this woolly mammoth, all the sort of like decrepit wood and maybe some of the bodies, some of the stone underneath, it just feels like the crunch of snow beneath its giant feet as Hummer is doing his best to keep up with his limp, but he's charging hardcore through this. I will say that as you guys are starting to make your way throughout the town at a very good pace with the mammoth, there's a brief moment as you guys are coming down the corridor where some of the buildings have yet to flatten, and as you guys were maybe about 200 feet, I think we said about 200 feet away from the tower. So you guys are making a decent level, but as you guys get there, there's a huge building off the side starts to collapse towards you guys and the mammoth. I'm gonna ask either a quick reaction from everybody else or a dexterity saving throw from everybody, please, including Charlie.
Dex saving throw.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, not you, not you. Tower.
I figured.
Oh, what was that?
I critted and it gave me a sound effect.
That's amazing!
Wow.
D&D Beyond.
So, Dex saving throw?
Correct. Dexterity saving throw.
Since I crit, can I decide how I do it?
Sure.
Cool. Backflip. I do a backflip out of the way. I just do I'm from standing position, just
Backflip, okay.
Yep.
What we get?
Advantage on this danger sense.
Correct.
And I roll a 1 and a 3.
Oh my god.
Plus 6 for a 9.
9, okay.
you do a backflip for
5.
Bill.
5, okay.
15.
15.
We're doing great.
Alrighty.
God, it's fine. It's great.
This
As
is the
thing
opposite
starts
of
to
it.
come by, Charlie Booker is going to... He also got a natural 20. Charlie.
Charlie. He just 2C slide to the side.
Yeah, I think he just bails off the edge as he goes.
Perfect.
Quick backflip by you off of the edge. Krano, you're able to like just get out of the way before this building hits. Between the two of you guys, being inside the meat of the battle for a while, it's taken its toll on you. It is a brief moment where you're just too slow and this massive building just knocks you and the mammoth down. I'm gonna ask the two of you to please take
Sweet mammoth.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. Same as the mammoth?
My rage would have dropped by now, so I'll take all of that.
Correct, yeah.
Are we able to take potions and stuff while we're...
Yeah, while you're able to move,
Okay,
yeah.
alright, forget to.
I'm gonna do to
You got to refresh from the battle
I used
royale.
all my potions. from the battle royale.
Yeah, don't worry. When we
I
cut
did
to
that.
Donna, you'll have plenty of time to go ahead and to patch it up. So as you guys and the mammoth are just kind of collapse into the ground, there's a brief moment where Charlie's running up and he's just helping you guys up to your feet. It slowed you guys down a bit, but with the two people that did survive, along with Charlie and Hammer, you guys are able to get back up as Hammer's doing his best to pick up the mammoth, who's rocked, but still good. Pick you guys back on, and you guys are still able to bolt it. However, Donna Bonnie, if you would like, you can make one more tap with your cannon.
I have to.
Beautiful.
So, D20?
D20 plus 8. Because he dex in the morning.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Oh, it's the same thing. No, it's 17.
So in this case, which group do you want to shoot at? So there's currently two. One essentially that's coming from your left, and one essentially that's coming from your right, curving towards you.
Right, please.
For the right. Once again, several Duergar just go flying off of the impact from this cannon. The rest of the guards, oh, hell yeah, nice shot! And they're going to help you just sort of reload it and having extra muscle there to like help you reload. As we got one more. And on that note, there's another from Ronaldo as he once again rubs his rapier against his vial, and he's going to give you a bardic inspiration
Love
for
it.
your last shot.
Okay.
I'll say from the 3 that you rolled, however.
What, 3 cannons that I rolled?
Oh no, so when you rolled me a d6.
Yes.
Yeah. So, after that explosion, your eyes kind of glimpse towards the left, who are starting to make some decent progress towards you now, especially with that meat shield. Anything that's coming in the way, these large Duergar are just knocking them out of the way while the rest of them try to like capitalize coming about. There's a brief moment where you're trying to take count of the situation. There's a very familiar shop door that swings open, and a figure walks outside of it, sort of covered in a big heavy cloak. And this figure kind of stands inside the middle of the street and removes the cloak, and you can see the one-handed man currently has strapped to him several glowing red bottles, just sort of roped around his entire body. And he stands firm in front of the Duergar, who now rush at Rowold. And they kind of just rush at him unknowingly of what they're dealing with. And in a swift motion, he unplugs one, he takes it, and as they come like towards him, he just... And in a blinding explosion, Rowold and the Duergar are just shattered inside a reading. Very few of the Duergar are able to like walk out of there. Some of them are singed.
That's really dark.
What a guy.
Lost his kid.
Yeah, what did he have to live
Yeah.
for?
And as the
Sorry.
as
Woo,
the big
that got dark.
explosion just sort of happens, and you watch Rowold die, you can almost hear another side of you cringe from the side of it all. But the smoke that seems to come off of it slowly starts to, as you're starting to watch this blizzard making exceptional pace across the entire town of Easthaven. By the time you guys are back on your mammoth and heading out towards this, maybe about, I would say, about 120 feet now away from this, the blizzard has slowly started to come in front of you.
By any chance, are there any guards with us? Or anything?
Yeah, this is Lieutenant Boren, but they're following you quite a distance behind you because the mammoth is just bolting it through. So you've cleared the path for them, but yeah, they're moving at a slower pace than you guys. And while you're on that, roll me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah. As the snow and the blizzard is slowly starting to come into play through the rest of you. Now and then, the strength of it just sends a small piece of wood.
Probably an
Across.
8.
An 8. As you turn to look back to try and take count of the militia following you, before long, it's just blizzard. But you guys are able to hear Hamrir walking alongside of it, and the mammoth doesn't seem to be impacted by the blizzard at all. It's a mammoth.
Cool.
So you're still making this decent thing, but now you guys are just swarmed by this snow and the blizzard that has started to just encapsulate this area.
This music.
Yeah. Alright, so at this point, as the snow is starting to like really encroach into this area, it's become very difficult to locate the Duergar. You have one shot. You have an idea as to where they are. So if you want to make an attack roll with disadvantage, you may do it. With inspiration from Ronaldo as well.
How much I have for inspiration?
You roll a d6, and then you can add that to the roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, d20 plus 8 with disadvantage. And then if you want to add your d6, you can.
So that's 14 plus Ronaldo's
Yeah, roll a d6.
love. 14 plus 4 is 18, so that's my first one. Probably the disadvantage one. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, it's alright. 7 plus 8 is 15.
15. Okay, yeah, and then you can
Plus
roll your d6 on that
Ronaldo's.
one. Yeah.
So it's 16.
That looks good.
16?
16 versus what? 17?
Alright, you can. And your candle just disappears into the blizzard, and you hear it. Before more roll. I'm struggling through. What's that?
I hate these fucking dark dwarfs.
Yeah, I don't want to
Hey,
generalize,
great.
but the experience that I have been
Whoa, don't be racist.
negative.
Just saying.
I've met every Duergar, you know?
Don't also, just most of them.
Okay.
Just every single one that we've
The
met.
ones that are trying to
It's
kill us.
the Icewind Dale ones.
I'm feeling a good piss coming on.
Oh,
man.
boy!
It's been the ultimate gaggle, this the
Yeah.
Tobias piss.
What about Tavares piss? Is it different?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got sprays.
It
Aw.
was a lot crazier.
Definitely.
It's acidic.
Definitely, yeah.
Alrighty, it is round about this time. I will say after that final cannon shot, you start to hear Ronaldo rushes to like one of the windows of the other side, and as he leans out from the blizzard that's now sort of peering down, he looks down before he says, "Oh shit, babe, they're here." And if you take the time to look out as well, there are now 2 enlarged Duergar, accompanying. It seems 2 other Duergar that have yet to enlarge, but the 2 that are large are currently swinging hammers at the door, trying to bash it down. That the guards did seal for you before they came up to assist you. I will say, as you start to peer down at that situation happening, out of the snow there seems to be like almost like a rumbling of thunder that just starts to, and you can start to see through the snow there's figures just rushing towards them. As they do, there seems to be several like individuals full clad in knights in armor and shields, gallant, extravagant things on board of these incredible white horses that just come charging towards them. The Duergar turn around and like try their best to react. The ones, they leave the door and they stand in front before the one seems to cast a spell, and as he launches it like a fireball out towards it, it just goes through the knights that charge and hit the side of the tower before and fade away. As that happens, okay, one of the guards sort of shifts his form before you see Remy sweating, pulls his hands out of the way. He says, good news, these guys ain't too smart. I don't got a lot of that in me, so we gotta come up with a plan quick. As you guys are currently rushing out towards it, I will say there's a brief moment where this figure comes flying out on top of the mammoth as a Duergar has now landed on top of the mammoth, as gonna try and attack, I'm gonna say Gwyn.
That makes sense.
Yeah, as it comes out, it
I'm really
tries to
annoyed.
aim onto it as he's gonna try and string at you
Ah.
with his pick. Okay, but he's not gonna miss. I mean, he's not gonna miss. He's not gonna hit. With a
Mixed
7.
messages there.
So he just can't really hit you, but as his peck hits into the mammoth, there's a
Hey!
as it's starting to like stab into the side. But you now do not see this Duergar who is currently trying his best to
Well,
like stab at
Why don't you
We
fight
fell
someone
over,
your
right?
side?
Hummer put you guys back.
Oh, okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Sparta kicked this guy off the mammoth.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll unarmed attack.
This is public transportation, sir. You can't be acting this way. We're gonna have to ask you to leave.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'll roll him a strength
A
saving
nasty
throw.
20.
Woo! There's a from Borla as this guy just gets out of the suit.
Well,
Noise.
good job, buddy.
There's another brief moment as you guys are currently storming on through. The blizzard now is just sort of entirely encapsulated your whole site. So as you guys are running through that area, now and then there are just brief moments where, like, as they're just maybe within 5 feet of you, you see the form of another enlarged Duergar that tries to go right for the mammoth's knees. But before he can even go for the swing, there is just teeth and blue leathery skin that just comes out of the snow and just grabs this entire enlarged Duergar and just pulls him away. You guys start to hear crunching and before the mammoth just continues to run through the snow.
We've seen one of these before, haven't we?
You can roll me
It looked like one of those. They were, what were they called? Crag cats?
you can roll me an intelligence saving throw if you would like.
Saving throw.
Yeah, intelligence saving throw. No,
Wow.
Think about it, it will kill you.
How dare you misspeak, Daddy Master?
Stop this.
Daddy Master Dylan.
Oh god, I need a spoon. What'd you
Is
get?
this a commercial?
11.
Man, you know what helps me in some uncomfortable situations?
You know what Daddy Master
Smirnoff.
likes?
You know what
Smirnoff
Daddy likes?
Ice.
You would drink Smirnoff, Daddy Master.
God. Oh, let me get Bola!
11.
11?
Yeah.
Michael?
You don't really recognize this.
Got it.
You remember crab cats
Yeah.
having white fur?
Right.
And being big,
Yeah.
they're not big enough to like encapsulate
Yeah.
an enlarged Duergar.
Gotcha.
By the way, your sound effects have really, the image
Thank you.
is so...
Your Foley work
As long
is
as it helps.
incredible.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Donna,
Yes.
As that you are out of cannibals, yeah. And as the Duergar are still kind of directed before they turn back and they go smashing at the gates, the blizzard that is now blowing in through your window, there is a small... I'd like you to roll me a perception check. I'm going to roll for Rinaldi. And for Remy. Okay. Correct. 22. You're able to pinpoint it immediately as you turn to one of the windows, and now standing inside there is this weird, almost skinny, goblin-like creature with bat-like wings and a large, sort of pointed nose. This creature seems to look like it's made out of ice as it and tries to run towards you. It is going to try its best to make an attack on you. And I'm going to throw the dice at my minis. Sorry. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
No.
No. As it comes
No,
up,
you stupid little mosquito.
it's probably about that big. So as it comes, it's very easy to just hold it back. But this thing is just.
You're so annoying.
I'm gonna allow you to react at this thing as it's now thrashing at your face, if you would like.
You're gonna tell him he's annoying, and I'm also going to. Well, can I just attack? Opportunity
Yes,
attack?
absolutely.
I'd like to grapple with this thing.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna roll an athletics check for me, please.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. 18.
Yeah, I rolled like a 3. So very easy for you to just hold this thing in place as it sounds just crawling at your face.
Can I tie it into a knot?
Just roll me another athletics check, actually.
Like a balloon animal. I love that.
22.
With a 22? Maybe.
Alright, you're able to take some of its hands and its wings and just, and its bones almost like, its body kind of like creaks as if you were like
That's
snapping
terrible.
ice. And but you're able to tie a decent knot between it. And as you do that, just kind of let it go. Its one wing can't fly, so it just, and that's just sort of running on the ground before Remy's just, just kicks it to the other side of the room.
You are a monster.
Back on our mammoth, as we're now starting to make some decent progress running out towards it. Reno, does a 16 hit your armor class?
Does not.
Okay. Tobias does a 14 hit your armor class?
No.
No. And Borla, oh, does a 17 hit your armor
Hell
class?
yeah.
Alrighty. As you guys are traveling through now, there's running through the blizzard that's kind of encapsulated your entire path. Every now and then there's some small creatures. One flies down and tries to go for Crane, and before you duck out of the way, and there's Charlie just smacks it off into his, what the fuck is that thing? Another one comes screaming towards you, Tiberius, says, but you're able to duck out of its way before it tumbles off into the... And as you start to follow it, there's one that comes around and just manages to just try to tear its claw into your face. I'm going to ask you to take 5 cold damage.
Which I'm resistant to because of that ring that Gwen gave me.
Oh,
Nice.
beautiful. So reduced to 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. As it does, it just comes tumbling around.
Oh.
Do you want to react?
And I want to try to grab it.
Beautiful. Roll me an athletics check.
You got it.
Sounds good.
12.
12?
Was it your bears?
Oh, my
Oh, yeah.
bear.
Add your
Sorry.
bear strength, which is
Whoops.
plus
Yeah.
5?
I think it's plus.
7, Jesus.
We beat.
Oh, that was.
Turns out bears are really strong.
Turns out bears are beefy, right?
What?
You good, my love? Do you need a hand?
I'm good.
Oh, wait, I've got a
I'm
couple
doing
of
great.
questions for you. We're going to take one
Oh, so
quick
plus
sec.
4, sorry.
One quick sec. No, 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 no.
Oh, we don't need to take a quick second. I got it.
Turn the light.
I've got a cold one for you, love.
Oh no, it's okay. Thank you.
Turn the light
so
all the
sorry.
way down.
Look at this light. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is hella
Turn
bright.
it off.
Turn it off.
Otherwise,
Settings off and on. Yeah.
otherwise
Maybe
you won't
more.
see
Anyone else
exactly-
I don't
around
know.
here? Casey? Yeah?
Sorry, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes,
Let's keep
please.
this all in.
Yeah, give me the whole fucking thing. And this is it. This is real D&D.
This is real
Okay.
life, y'all.
Yeah.
Grab alcohol for your friends.
It may be a show, but hey, we also play a game. Fucking.
Yeah.
Could you believe it, right?
It's that real life shit.
Indeed.
17, yeah? Casey McD?
Thank you,
Yes, thank you very much.
Alrighty.
Don't
So-
worry,
Thank
they
you,
love
friend.
me. I just don't drink.
So it's going to be.
This is
17.
true. Both those things are
17?
true.
Alright. As it bounces off of Borla's head after striking it, you're able to grab onto its bottom leg as it's now trying to fly off into the blizzard. As the blizzard blows, it's kind of hard to hang onto this thing, but you do manage to hang onto it.
The disdain.
It tosses back at Charlie, slaps its head. As he does, though, it just bursts
So
into ice
nasty.
inside his face. He's, oh, fuck me, it hurts! Oh, God!
Yeah,
And he
don't
starts
do that.
rubbing his face with, like, the mammoth fur. Oh! As he gets up, there's some damage from, like, ice shards that exploded out of his face.
Good luck.
Charlie, big
I will
dummy.
say, by the time that
Sweet
happens,
boy.
there's a brief moment where the mammoth kind of stops. The blizzard seems to sort of been encircled around the tower, and as though every now and then there is the glow of it. Strangely enough, all around it does kind of seem to be visible. You're sort of in the eye of the storm in this particular fashion. And as you guys kind of break through it with the mammoth, Hopper comes in behind you. You guys on the mammoth notice slamming on the door 2 enlarged Duergar who are now bashing the door as hard as they can. And then, aside from it is a sort of cloaked Duergar who looks kind of decrepit and sort of like weightless inside his form. His bones kind of jatter out, almost like 2 shards of a mountain, and his long grey beard. But then there's another individual with him whose beard is very neatly and long, sort of, what are they called? Pigtails, not pigtails?
Braids?
Braids, thank you so much.
Alright.
Several long braids sort of decorate along with this beard that seem to be clamped tightly closed with iron.
And they look like they're in region with these people?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
also
But they're not on.
also a Duergar who's turns towards the rest of you, his long braids just kind of shifting with the snow. On top of his head is a sort of dark steel crown that sort of holds long white hair that goes over his armor that just seems more decorated than the rest. It's still practical in terms of how the Duergar like to do it. Dark steel armor that's lined with sort of white fur. He just starts to turn towards the rest of you. He says, I know you. You're the ones that killed my sons.
fire an
That's
arrow.
possible. Who is your son?
Go ahead and roll me an attack.
I'm
gonna
sorry.
also throw alchemist fire.
Alrighty, roll me an attack.
So escalated quickly.
Morla's just gonna like Fred Flintstone down the mammoth trunk.
Classic.
Acrobatics.
Just going right for that motherfucker.
Love it.
You sure it's not athletics?
No, this is acrobatics.
Fuck!
Fred Flintstone was an
Dexterous.
acrobat.
That's fair.
Needing to remind myself how to do things.
Oh yeah.
21.
Nice. I wrote down.
Okay, 21. 3, okay.
Ten.
Fuck.
Refresh your lucky points from Battle Royale as well.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because you.
And I'm
it's
gonna
all
do
three of
that.
them.
I'm gonna do lucky then.
Of course. 10, okay, 10.
9.
I'm guessing it doesn't
That's
hit.
better.
18.
18, alright. With a. That flash, the arrow comes out of the way. It almost just seems with a brush of his hand, the arrow just disappears off into the distance. But
Oh.
concentrating on the arrow, he doesn't notice that come flying over before your alchemist fire explodes into fire onto the ground. At that point, I'm going to ask everybody, please, to roll me an initiative. As this starts to happen at the bottom of the tower, once again, Donabonnie, you hear more. As through the window, several more things come flying in, and we'll be right back as we
Right,
set
buddy.
up for this combat round. Emily, do a cool combat transition. Alrighty, as we step into our battles. As you guys can see, the current entrance to the tower is over there at the back. I've separated that to just so it's easier to see on camera, and it's just kind of easier to manage if people go in or whatever. So Donabonnie, you and your fight are happening down there. Everybody else, as you can see, is sieging towards the front there. The door, although barred, is looking pretty rough at this moment in time. And now that initiative has been rolled, Donabonnie is right at the top. How do you wish to respond? There are now 3 of these little that have sort of matched up, including the one that's now stretched up and bundled on the floor.
The mosquito boys are back.
Correct. 2 have now sort of lurched out. One to the window right next to you, and then one towards the back where the guard and Remy were kind of standing.
Oh, if there's one in the window right next to me, can I go and grab him?
Yes, well, means go ahead and roll me an athletics check, please. Ooh.
13.
Rolled 20. So I'm afraid as you're trying to grapple to it, it's just too slippery from its ice as the sound. It's just too hard to get a hand onto it, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll use my other hand.
Use your other hand.
Sounds good?
Yeah, you do have the 10 roll feet, so go ahead and make another check if you like. If yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, natural 20 plus 6, that's gonna be 26.
That's gonna win, alright? So now consider grappled with this ice mephit as you're holding onto it. It's trying to claw at your face. Alrighty. You. Oh, that does count as your bonus action to attempt again because it's haven't ruler. So is that up for you?
Yeah, I'll just hold on to it for a bit.
Alrighty. Now hanging onto this thing that's just trying to tear at your face. Next up, it is the guard. Who's gonna run? I think he's already within combat range of that ice mephit, so he's just gonna go and try and make an attack with it. Alright, go on. What you got for us, buddy? What you got for us here?
A screech.
Alright, it's gonna hit it. Oh shit. Does quite a bit of damage as he leans in and just gets a solid slash. Some shards of ice come off of his body as he does it. Alrighty, that's gonna be his turn. Next up is Zardarok, Sunblot himself.
Excuse me, don't hit me yet. I haven't raged.
Excuse me.
Never mind that I like leapt off this while I was right at you.
Excuse me, bud.
She's just in a really good mood right now, you know?
Orla was super polite.
Because she's not raging.
Yeah, I'm not mad yet.
She's a different woman.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Did you get my my initiative?
Yes, yeah, because you rolled
Okay.
it on D&D on it. Automatically loads it in. as soon
You're
as you
right.
start.
Computers. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
great. So
I just remember the computers existed.
Yeah, no, thank you for checking that. Thank you for checking.
buddy.
So. He is going to look out towards Charlie.
Charlie.
Don't
As
do
he holds
that.
his hands out towards the big man who says, "Right."
Could I do a counter spell?
You can counter spell.
Let me see if I have a spell slot.
Yeah.
I used a lot of my spell slots actually. Okay, let's see. Counter spell. Yes, I can use it at the 3rd level. It's the last 3rd level I have.
Alright. As Charlie for a second is just kind of encapsulated, there's a brief moment as a little click of the finger and
Yeah.
the spell sort of fades and he just turns to you and says, "That one." Successfully.
No!
A suggestion spell.
It wasn't me.
Alright, next up is the Icewind Dale Infinite Guard.
The spell slot somewhere in Battle Royale.
From the previous one.
Previous dice.
Yeah, Battle Royale is all done.
Yeah.
Just
Use, like,
I've got-
everything.
Got a few here.
Okay.
I've got one of the
Alright.
good guys.
Tears into the guard.
Oh, nice, nice.
As now the guard and the Icewind Dale are going at each other, just fighting at that one window. The next one is the one that's currently grappled with you.
Terribly.
It's going to use its action to try and break free.
Good luck.
Could you roll me another athletics roll,
Yeah.
please?
Did you say there was one before the one that was attacking her?
Yes, the one that was attacking the guard at the top.
Oh, okay. Just want to get my initiative over it.
You're good?
What'd you get?
0.
Wonderful. I got
2 minus 2. But impossible to break free from it. I mean, you're a grappling master. You fucking.
I'm using my other hand. Like the first one was good.
Yeah, you just. Let that one rest of it. Nice.
Got a little
Well,
frosty.
yep. I mean, rolling with Charlie Booker would do that to you, as I'm afraid I can't. I will say, at that moment, though, there's another. As one crawls out onto one of the windows. Sorry, Gus, that was me, my boy. Shame. And it's gonna pop out right into this unoccupied window, and it is gonna make an attack on you.
Me?
Correct.
Okay.
That's going to be 21 to hit.
Yes.
Alright, so you're gonna take
A shrimp on the Barbie.
points of cold damage.
Take a shrimp on the
As it's
Barbie.
Crocky!
5 points of cold.
Oh, yeah, let's lose our Australian audience. Let's do it. All 6
Yeah.
of them.
We don't need 'em.
Great, so 5 points of cold damage, and I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah. That's 16 for you.
Alright, it's a brief moment where you feel the connection between you and the summer star fade before you keep it alive. Nice. Alrighty. And for them, that's going to be. Hey! Keeping track of you guys' reinforcements coming along.
Does it seem like the Duergar are still affected by the sun, or are they the blizzard kind of covering everything?
You are about to find out.
Yep. I'm about to find out.
Yep. As this enlarged Duergar
Soul and go to hell.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Just gonna
convince
sell your
him.
soul for
Who's
the-
unfriendly
Yes.
to me
And all my friends. But here's the deal, what if he could become friendly and then we would have a new friend? And I
We
could
need
summon
more.
a friend.
Is he open to persuasion?
Who knows? You know, it's a level 6 demon.
I was about to say, its stat block is just a demon, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I lets you choose, so I choose white Abashi. Abashai. I don't know how to say that. But that's got some specific stats. It's a difficulty level 6.
Yeah, I'm shy.
He looks like a friend.
To me and my
Yeah. I hope he speaks
Very
common.
glad we're on
It looks
different
like
sides.
a giant scalp.
So I unfortunately do not have this. My sweet son. It's a living creature. It's intelligent. It's sentient.
I'm only one of those
That's
things.
what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so I'll leave that out.
I'm
as
barely
information to you
sentient.
until you discover more information, because information is just wonderful to have. Alrighty, what did you roll in your persuasion?
It was 5.
Neat.
So pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Alrighty, next up is
I don't know yet.
Ronaldo.
We're getting this done, friends.
Now, Ronaldo is going to use his last bardic inspiration to give it to you.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his bonus section. And then...
That's really nice.
Okay, yeah, fuck it. Let's see if he has fun with this. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then... Sweet. Okay, cool. You hear Ronaldo speak inside a language you've never heard before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Romantic.
As he does it, there's a
French?
small
My God. So hot.
bursts of ice that are like sharding out of the head of the one that's kind of tangling with the ball.
Hi.
Wait, so what's happening? The ice is just shooting out of someone's head right now?
He said something inside a language that was so vicious and so mocking that it damaged the poor creature's head.
Oh.
Vicious
Also,
mockery. Alright, next up to go is my new toy. Oh,
Demon?
oh, it's so big! Oh, he's so scary. Okay, cool. However, he is directly behind Zodorok. He's unfriendly to everything, and he's gonna go on a fucking rampage. So he's gonna go ahead and use his multi-attack and make them reckless
So we gotta kill him now as well.
on Zodorok because he's right behind
Potentially,
Zodorok.
yes.
But
But-
towards the end.
I'll apologize when I summon him next. I plan to summon him whenever I need help for any task, or if I need like a jar opened, I could summon him.
Sure.
You know, I just want to be friends with this guy. He hates me.
That's the wrong die. That's way too much. That was like 60 points. Alright. Well, with the first one being a natural 20,
I
you got a
guess
really
so.
solid attack on the back of Zodorok, as now he's tearing into it. This demon, this winged demon, is just going insane
Oh, he
on
mad.
Zodorok. So I get to... Oh, Gus, man, it's okay. Just a game, buddy. It's just a game.
This shit is crazy.
With that, he is going... no, he's actually not. Deciding short. Alrighty, so next up to go is the cloaked Duergar behind them.
Question:
Yes, sir.
did that alchemist fire hit them?
Oh yes, thank you so much. Please roll me your d4 of fire damage. Thank you so much for
And
reminding
that's
me.
at the beginning of every turn, right?
Correct. At the beginning of each of their turns. So roll me. Roll me 4 d4s. A d4 for each. And that's all I'll do. Thank you for reminding me. I'm very sorry. I got too excited.
No, not at all. 11 in total, but
Great.
2, 4, 4, and 1.
2, 4, 4, and 1.
Yeah.
So much. 2. That was actually, that's very decent amongst a group of people. 4. And then 1. Alrighty. Krina,
This me? I don't want that to be me.
Does 18 hit your armor class?
Okay, so I do have a question.
Yes.
So
Okay.
actually, it wouldn't matter because even if it did the +1, my armor class would still be 18. So because it says I have dual wielder now, which adds a +1 bonus to my AC.
Correct.
Did it
So-
already
Well, let me
add
ask you
though?
this. What is your natural AC?
17.
17.
So it's still hit it.
It would, yeah. The reason why I was asking because I thought you were still in bear form, because that would have added +1 as well.
No.
But you didn't. Okay, cool.
I mean,
So an 18 does hit you.
Squishy human.
I'm not a bear yet. It's gonna turn into one.
I'm going to ask you to take 14 points of damage as the Duergar Mind Master convinces the Frost Giant to just strike down on you with the axe, and you're able to just move out of the way to stop getting cut in half, but from the damage that happens.
So
So
the giant's
glad.
being manipulated.
By the Mind Master, yeah. And the same way Borla has before.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alrighty. And that's the end of his turn. We now have Tobias
Yeah.
Kinsley with Crano and Dick.
Okay, I'm still a bear.
Yep.
I'm going
I can
to.
actually give you your bear form if you want.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna head straight for.
Which is fair, still had a scarf.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm gonna go after this guy.
Big guy in front.
1, 2, 3, and
Beautiful. Go ahead and make your attacks, my man.
bam. 20.
20's gonna hit.
And I'm gonna do my multi attack.
Lovely.
Okay. Let's do 2 claws.
Nice.
2 First one. 10.
Oof.
It's a +4, right?
Oh, 14.
Yo! Heavy chunk of this dude's chest just goes missing with one strike. Next one.
Nice.
Let me roll the hit.
He needed that.
Ooh.
A chunk of chest.
I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my luckies.
Alrighty.
That's
Oh.
so unfortunate.
Even worse.
Yeah. Alright, but we got a solid hit in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Alrighty, is that gonna be all for you, sir?
Unless I have a bonus action. Or do that in moving technically counts in.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna speak directly to the demon now.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Demon, sir. Oh, hello. Just so you know, best soul for you is that fucker right there. I'm gonna point to.
Roll me persuasion.
Yeah.
Which one are you pointing at?
That's a good soul.
Zaldarock,
Is that
that's
right? I'm lucky again.
you. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Is that your last one?
What is happening?
It's that kind of day.
14.
This is amazing.
And it happens,
He's never been less persuasive.
Wow, it's.
This demon is pretty
This
intimidating
demon
now.
is just.
Oh,
I imagine he has a little mustache.
16.
That's intimidating.
Alright, but as you say that,
It's pretty scary.
there's a brief moment where it snarls and it looks at him and says, "Oh, I know this one."
Cool.
Oh,
Okay,
you
so
speak
that's-
English. You didn't speak to me. Okay. I brought you into existence. That's fine.
Alrighty. Crano.
Alright, bonus action, turn into a werebear.
Alrighty.
Nice.
2 berries over here.
More bears the better, I always say.
You guys
I'm
next
a
to
little
me.
polar bear. And I'm going to run,
Beautiful.
and I'm
Run.
run away.
Just run free.
Run.
I mean, free. No, and I'm gonna run, and I'm going. Would I be able to get to the tiny guy, that one, or is too far away?
Oh, the Mind Master?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's have a look. Let's see what we can do here. 5, 10, 15.
The mind daddy.
13, no.
Alright, can I get to this big guy then?
This guy here? Yes, him, you're
Okay.
within reach. He's got a large.
Nom, nom, nom.
Barely there.
Alright, and then I'm going to.
It's just like everything's getting in the way.
Oh.
Because I want to get to Zardarok.
Claw.
Alrighty. Roll for it.
Roll for claw.
Roll for claw.
Alright, it's been a little bit. So I just okay. 15.
15 just misses, I'm afraid.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe you have multi-attack as a waybearer?
I do.
Yeah, if you use your claws.
Yeah. So I'm gonna claw again.
Beautiful!
A lot would be a natural 1, so
Oh.
no.
This one's a little bit more on guard than
No.
his compatriot, as he's just able to keep pushing you back with his hammer.
And
Is it-
that's it.
Alrighty, next up is Charlie Booker! Excuse me, Gwen!
Wow, this lineup
No
is
problem, buddy.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And as he gets there, Charlie is going to rage. And as
Yeah.
there's a brief moment where you guys start to see like into the shadow of the giant that encapsulated him. The spirit, and he's gonna run in with his multi-tap. And you said it, Gus.
Yeah, get him, Gus.
The first is going to be a grappling strike. That's one of the dogs Charlie has. It comes running up. Alright, and then he's going to do with the multi-attack. Okay. Nice. Alright, so as you're currently engaged in a fight with this dude, Tobias tearing into him, Charlie runs up, raging with the spirit of a giant, and he just punches him in the gut, and he just... Yes, you're good,
Oh,
buddy.
the
Might be that. Okay, don't worry, we get to it in a sec. Punches him in the gut before he takes him up, and he just lifts him up into a body slam and just slams him onto the ground, killing Duergar.
Wow.
Jeez, Charlie, it's kind of messed up.
Well, ever since he got the soul, he's going to be leveling up with you guys.
Ever since he saw WWE for the first time.
Yeah, Charlie's going to start it.
Yeah.
Alright, and that's going to be all for Charlie. Next up is Remy. Remy is...
Remy's inside.
He's inside there as well.
How big is
Remaford.
this lineup? What do we got? 20 people?
Yeah, it's quite
Uh-huh.
nice. Yeah. He's just going to cast Magic Missile
That's a classic.
at the 3 Mephits. Hey. Listen up. Give me 1 second.
Get on.
Hey. Settle up. Hey, settle down.
Pizza. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this pizza to be in my body. This pizza in my body.
I actually
And so
Just cute little icy organs everywhere.
Cleanup's a breeze.
and this nearly knocks the guard who is currently fighting it out as fuck! Ow! He's like, shit! Sorry, dude, I didn't do that. And that's
Oh,
gonna
they
be
do that.
Remy's turn. It's now the giant, who, pissed off at the occasion, is just gonna lob his axe at that Mind Master. Okay, and say that they're gonna hit, and then that's going to be a you and a you and a you. Alright. Just to move out of the way just in time as this axe just bursts off on the side. This poor dude is just knocked on the ground. As he gets up, blood is just kind of coating across his head. And then it's gonna run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Right behind him. This giant is now running across. Alrighty, Forge Born. Sliding down the mammoth. Off it, kind of Fred Flintstoning it. I'm gonna, you rolled me a 16 on acrobatics here?
That was 21.
A 21?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be able to
No.
travel jump wise, your movement speed, whatever you would like.
And you have to say yabba dabba do.
Yeah.
Yabba rage! Yeah, just land just over the
Just
top
jump
of
straight on
the
somebody.
bears. Just kind of bounce on the dead Duergar there. Just boop. Nice soft landing.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I'm going to go for the Mind Master.
Alrighty.
Zargarok, but there's a bear in the way and shit. So.
Flying across, Dwarven spirits come out.
Fucking bears.
Go ahead and make your attack.
That's a cluster, not really any type of flanking advantage. We're not even sure if this guy's a friend.
No.
So it will
Maybe,
be-
we don't know.
We got a mystery.
It's going to be reckless.
Alright.
Reckless.
Roll it.
That's a lot. 22
Gonna hit.
on the Mind Master. 4.
Yeah, take
plus
that, you
4 is
nerd.
8, plus 3 is 11.
Okay.
And second attack is 21 to hit.
21 gonna hit.
And that's one more, so what did I say before? 12. 12.
How do you want to kill him?
I'm just I'm sure he's probably looking up at the giant, so I'm just back of the head, just
Alright.
that's it. It's like, can't fuck with our minds if you don't have one.
And with that,
Hey.
Okay, something in there.
Yeah,
Borla
not-
is smart.
as it just floats down.
That's good, I suppose.
Just make a lot of eye contact with the other one.
So,
Pull him out of there.
what's up?
Want me to yank
Oh
him out
yeah,
of there?
actually, yeah. Let's get nice.
There we go.
So many moving pieces.
So there we go.
All right. Tiberius,
Yes.
I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. So, roll.
13.
13.
Wait, hang on. Let me. Does it change the number?
Hmm.
Dex. Oh, sorry.
You had
17.
All right. No issue whatsoever moving out of the way as this mammoth just comes running through. You're able to step out of the way. Poor Charlie is knocked out of the side as this mammoth just comes charging through at this Duergar.
Wait, you took
Gwen.
Gwen.
Ah.
You took Gwen with
What's
you.
Gwen? Oh, sorry, Gwen. Yeah, if you don't mind. Actually, you were still on board the mammoth. So,
Oh, okay, nice.
So you just as this mammoth comes charging out of the way.
We're going.
And he's gonna use his gore
Oh,
on him.
I'll just hold tight.
With an actual 20. Oh, I don't think I have enough time for this.
Oh, jeez. If you need something, let me know.
Die. Yeah, someone here has enough die.
What?
You're like, no. Entire die horde.
Definitely isn't only 0.5% of my collection. Don't worry about it.
I have a weird room in my house, so you open it and all the die fall out on you. It's fine.
Shit, don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
it's fine. I'm pretty
Yeah,
happy.
okay.
What are you talking about? I don't have a problem. You do.
It just runs up and with its tusk, the same one that Borla just swept off, just
Which is
pierces
cool.
it right through his stomach and lifts him off of his feet before he just smashes it into the side of the tower several times before the body just goes flying into the snow that's currently breezing
That was
around.
that other guy? Oh.
This guy here, yeah.
Did you want this?
Bodies everywhere.
Why not?
Bodies
Alright.
everywhere.
Alrighty, Donna Bonnie, top of the
Wow.
round. Yeah,
Big round, huh?
Okay, how are
big round.
all of our mosquito friends? What's up? I saw one in my hand.
Yeah, you have one in your hand, and then there's another one by the window that's right next to you.
Gosh, I just want to like roll up in a bowling ball and throw them at the other one.
Oh, okay,
That's
great.
insane.
I mean, isn't everything possible in D&D?
Actually, yeah. So you're
So scary.
proficient in improvised weapons.
Here we go.
So same thing as the cannon.
Improvised weapon.
Roll roll me athletics.
He
I get
is
8
the
of
weapon.
them?
All right, so roll me athletics right off the bat,
Sure will.
because it's still going to be strength hit.
To roll up in a ball.
Yeah, because you're still
13.
resting.
I keep getting 7.
It's right. He's got a -1.
Wonderful.
He rolled a natural 1.
Holy
So
fucking
Here's a little
Yeah.
bird bones.
alrighty, so go ahead and roll me a d20 and then add 8.
Oh. Brothers. 10.
It's exactly what you need to hit.
Nice.
It's not. It's a very small creature, but as you hold it up, it just toss it at the other one that's now at the window. Just bump into each other.
So we
roll
get a
me
nice sweet little bump.
roll me D4. Yeah.
We're having fun here. Alright, so D4.
Mm-hmm.
This one, got it. Pyramid. 1.
1. Okay.
Better than none.
Well, it'll be
Yeah.
adding a proficiency because you have 10 roll. You're proficient with improvised weapons. So your
Oh, sure.
proficiency is +4, correct?
Yes.
So you have 4.
Nice.
Alright, solid hit as the two just go collapsing into the wall together. Nice done. You do still have your bonus action if there's anything you would like to do.
Yeah, I should probably actually like put some effort into killing. So I'll take my boomerang and throw it at the guy near the window in hopes that knocks him out.
Okay, you
Yeah,
can
he
get an attack
sucks.
because it's heaven brawler. You have grappled with a target, so you can make an attack.
I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm doing
With
the
a bonus
right?
action. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, seven brawler feats a lot better than people give it credit for, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna aim for him. So 13 plus 10 is 23.
Gonna hit.
How stable is he in the window? Damn.
Alright. Roll your damage.
Dammy. 6.
6. Kill.
Yeah.
The question is,
Yeah.
how do I want him to fall out the window? Where, is there any spikes on the ground? Like, hello.
Well, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
He's gonna explode.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So let's, who's all left with me in the room right now?
At this moment, the
You're
only
ready.
person that's going to get hit by an explosion is going to be you. Because it's 5 feet from you. Everyone else is fine. Ronaldo, Remy, and the other guard are not going to be affected by this.
Can you fall out the window?
Sure. Alright, I do need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yes. Alright. 15.
15?
I rolled 7 every single
Okay,
time.
so
Goodness gracious.
you're going to
Not so
take-
lucky, number 7.
Oh, 1 point of slashing damage. As the ice explodes, so you're able to just get
Aw.
out of the way in time. You set it up to it at this point.
I'm resistant to slicing.
Slicing.
I can't be
Dicey,
sliced.
dicey.
So that's 1 damage. Got it.
Correct. And then I need you to roll me another Constitution saving throw, please, for taking damage.
Oh, because I'm concentrating.
On this one, yes.
15.
15 still able to hold on strong.
Wow.
Yeah. Alright, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As far as
It's
you
been
can
a
tell,
hell of a ride.
all the ice meatfits are currently taken care of. It's at the tower.
Nice.
Pretty cool. I like that.
Nice.
At this point,
That's what's up.
Zodorok.
Hate that dude.
He's a shit, dude. You guys have put him in quite.
Why, he's mad just because we killed his son? Well, then I guess we're gonna make a lot of people mad.
Okay. He's gonna turn to the demon that's currently attacking him. And he's gonna point to Borla. He's gonna say, kill.
Oh
Roll
no.
1.
I wanted to save against it. He's commanding it.
Oh, I thought the other. Roll 20. I thought he was rolling a persuasion check.
I have a feeling it's a spell, like you tried to do that she countered before.
I have no counters left. Sorry, friends.
You're alright.
How dare you?
I'll fight a demon, I don't care.
Oh. It's got magic resistance.
Oh, advantage. Nice.
Yep, so that's advantage. As he tries to get a hold of it, the demon just snarls and continues looking at him.
That's my boy.
Matter.
What have I wrought?
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Here they've come.
Attacking me right now.
Alright, yeah, next up is Gwen.
Yeah, okay. So, on each of your turns, you can issue a verbal command to the devil, no action required by you. It obeys the command if the likely outcome is in accordance with its desires, especially if the result would draw you towards evil.
It's so complex.
Yes, so I'm gonna yell to him, help us defeat these Duergar who are trying to save the world! We hate these good guys. We're
Okay.
bad guys. In fact, they call us the bad people.
Alright,
Because we're so bad.
roll a deception.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Uh-huh. I yelled it all out. It was a 10.
Okay.
It was,
You
yeah.
did, your words are heard.
He heard me. Okay, but just remember that, buddy. Anyway, I'm gonna... but that's not my action. I am going to use Ray of Sickness on
Beautiful.
Nildar Sunblight.
Your favorite.
Yes, my favorite.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's going to be a 20, dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna hit. Roll your damage.
Okay, it's going to be 22.
Nice.
And I think he has to do a con
Constitution saving
15.
throw.
Yeah. Or else
Oh yeah.
he's poisoned, but only one time.
Yeah, he misses by one.
He's a little poisoned, y'all.
Oh,
Okay, he's gonna be thrown up,
To
feeling shitty.
To be that jackass, does he have resistance as a dwarf?
As
Huh?
As a dwarf.
Oh, he does have damage resistance, not condition.
Mm.
However. And he doesn't have. Oh wait, yeah, Duergar resilience.
Save against poisons.
He does. Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you. No, thank you for
Feel
telling
bad
me.
for this guy.
Aw.
Still failed.
It was
Aw.
meant to happen. Sorry, Zardy.
I tried, bud.
There we go.
Look, buddy, we're being
Alright,
fair, okay?
As his beam of sickness encroaches his form, he just falls to one knee now, just sort of derelict. Calm. Alrighty. Second your turn.
Yeah.
Derelict my balls.
Derelict.
Did you watch that recently?
Yeah. Oh, it was
No,
really
it's just
late.
always good.
Kind of sounded like Trey Parker.
Alright, Ronaldo, with all of the threats inside the tower immediately taken care of,
Yeah.
he's gonna pop his head out towards there, and he's gonna do a vicious mockery on Zorok.
Ooh, he is sassy.
He deals some damage. He deals some.
But what does he say? What is the insult?
Hey! Fuck you, man! Oh, bad, not my face.
No, that was good.
You did really good.
Thank
Sorry.
you, thank you. I just wasn't ready for it, you know what I mean?
We weren't ready for any of this, were we?
Yeah, exactly. 10 minutes in the sun, your hair's already sun damaged! Got it.
That was so much
Yeah.
better.
Alright,
The
Tobias
split
Kingsley
ends.
with Crano and Dick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bad hair.
Yeah, this is crispy.
Oh, it is the demon. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Apologies. Yep.
Our friend and ally, Murderous Demon.
Once again, is gonna go reckless on.
Good part to put
First was a natural
Yeah.
20. Okay.
Let's not let that be on her.
Yeah, how do I make him go away? I didn't read the rest of this, so let me just...
Always read the fine print. Alicia.
This is a big spell. This is a lot to
Demon
read.
can never go away. Well,
Best friends.
It's always a great way to make someone disappear.
Okay, okay. I also have to find his talisman and his true name. This is gonna be fun.
oh, he's just happy.
There's math going on.
I'm just glad these points aren't towards us.
You should be.
Because we'd be dead.
In 2 fell swoops, this gnarled demon, and I apologize for not describing it earlier for those of you that see it. Its hair is almost kind of fanned out, almost like fish fins, like both its ears, but it's got long white hair that's sort of gnarled over what looks almost like the skull of a hound, and large, sharp teeth on either end of it. It carries with it a massive long sword. It has these bat-like wings, but it's hard to kind of gauge inside the snow and blizzard what this thing looks like because it's sort of white with this sort of like matted gold for the interiors. And as it's hounding over with this massive sword, hurling towards Zardarok, it stabs him once right through the center of it, and as he pulls it around, he grabs his head and turns it around before he slices his throat. And as Zardarok just bleeds, he just lifts him up off of the ground with great ease, and the blood just starts to drip down his long braids as Zardarok's body just eventually goes limp. before he pulls it towards his chest.
Okay, buddy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That was scary.
Take him, bye.
Okay, just backing away slowly.
At this point,
My
you guys
son is
now
so scary.
seeing Zodorok Sunblight, this dude that's essentially it's caused this one like waged war on an entire town after building this entire dragon has been left limpless and dead inside the hands of this demon. It's now kind of caked in blood, and as he just lowers it enough to take a glimpse at you through its sort of gnarled hyena-like teeth, he
Hey.
goes, "Thank you.
No problem, buddy.
We've been waiting for this one. You've been pesky, haven't you?" "Yes, I have."
Where's my son?
Puts it over his one
I
wing
love
and
you.
he says, "We will be back for our collateral, however. Until then, I
Okay.
believe she has something she'd like to say." And with that, there's an ember burning underneath the ground, and as this
Oh.
disappears with the corpse of
Oh.
Zodorok Sunblight
Okay.
underneath the snow,
Oh my
just
god.
melts, but for a second, as the sort of melted, charred snow beneath it just slowly starts to freeze over. Finally coming through the snow and the blizzard is Boren and the rest of the gods. They are like shivering with snow-covered armor before they reach inside the eye of the storm. One or two of the other military that were with him just kind of fall down to the knee before they get up. Lieutenant Boren's like, "Oh shit, we were too late. Sorry about that."
It's okay. We made a deal with the demon. We handled it. I don't know what will come of that or what they may want from us, but
At this point, there's
It's a
another
long story.
head that sticks out of the window as Remy reaches out. He goes, "Yo, stop making fucking deals with big fucking scary things."
I can't stop this, buddy.
No,
I like
you
having
just
friends.
stop. You, from now on, every time she does this, you shut her up.
I gotta put
Okay.
oven mitts on.
You're not my boss.
You tell her that every time she opens her mouth, fucking,
Yeah.
I know your mouth, boss, or whatever. You know what? It's been a day. And he sticks his head back inside.
Love you too, buddy.
I will say,
Turn back into a human.
back to yourself.
Ugh.
Now littered amongst the sort of dead Duergar bodies beneath you.
Whew.
Ronaldo just sort of slides against the wall before I think we did it.
I think we have to do something with the demon now.
One
Yeah,
step
he
at a
seems
time,
fun.
right? Then there'll be a nice song to write, I suppose.
That's a tomorrow problem.
Huh?
And you said the guards were there?
Yeah, they just arrived. Into the
Alright,
sort of center
I'll
of the storm.
revert back to him in that call.
Alright.
Can I ask them where the other tower is?
Wait, the other tower?
Because
Is that the bottom level?
Oh,
They'd
yeah.
only asked for one.
There's no tower.
Okay.
Okay.
There was one that they're standing in by, then there was another one that was just kind of haphazardly created before the siege.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Lieutenant Boren mentions it's a little south towards the east where he works the stables.
Alright, just good to know in case anything else happens.
Oh, yeah, no, good.
Yeah.
Good note. Good to see that you're all okay.
Are there
Well-
more of them out there? Are they defeated? Are they retreating? What?
Lieutenant Boren kind of just turns towards the snow and the blizzard. You guys kind of just see it sort of circling. Oh, it is at that point, however, as you start to look through it. Everyone roll me perception.
Can Ronaldo and I also walk down?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Ooh.
this,
We've been
How
there
about
for
performance?
quite a while.
the door's kind of boarded, but the one guard who's still really fucked up offers to help lift it up before Remy's like, that like costs a spell for a hand to just kind of help it off and push it out. And you've joined the rest of the team now at the base of this tower. The blizzard seems to be going all throughout the town, but it's circling around this tower.
Okay. I'm sorry, what do I roll?
Perception. Yeah, you're good.
And then is my passive doing?
Yeah, if it's lower than your passive, I'm gonna take your passive because you have defeat.
It's lower than my passive. It's 19. So
19, so 25.
yeah.
7.
7.
1.
1.
I rolled a 6, but my passive perception is a 10.
I rolled 6.
I'll say
Not the best.
Tobias. You're the only one that notices.
Bears.
As you're staring out into the snow, there's as approaching you, just glows of light. Slowly start to see the glee coming through, now illuminating the snow and this blizzard. And it's around about the time you start to see these glows of light start to approach. There's this quick movement of a large figure that's on the outskirts of this blizzard. Not much longer after that, you guys hear a near deafening
Chainsaw Massacre?
this massive land
Texas chains.
happens, and you guys can start to see some of the debris even manages to blow through from the inside of the blizzard. And just from all the lights that seem to be decorating on the inside of this, you can almost match out the silhouette of a figure, maybe twice or three times the size of the shard of the dragon. It perches high above the sky inside of this, as this huge shadowed form has landed down into the front of it, even pushing things through the glow of this blizzard.
Oh yeah?
I think that's her.
Does it look like White Dragon?
Oh, roll me a nature check.
Okay, let me remember nature. 11.
11?
I don't remember that much nature.
It's really hard to tell.
I can't tell if that's a dragon or not.
I think it's the frost maiden.
You know, I don't know what most things look like.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brief, almost like this little hoof of snow and the whisper of the winter.
Oh.
As now standing sort of in the middle of the lot of you, staring directly at you, just apparates in snow in an instant, is a tall figure hunched over. It is maybe about a head taller than Charlie. Her horns are like a ram, and they decorate backwards. Her body is feathered in white snow, but covering the rest of her form, especially when she's hunched over, is this sort of shoals cape that comes down. Her owl-like face is poofy now and then, just blows with the snowy wind, and her eyes are pitch black, illuminated by small bits of the lights that seem to decorate the blizzard around you. All the torches on the inside of the tower go across, and the second that she appears in front of you, you guys feel an impossible cold bite onto your skin. I would like a Constitution saving throw from everyone except for Tobias.
So what about the ring? Is that why?
Tobias?
Yeah.
Why not Tobias? Because I also got a ring. As
Get the
well.
ring of
Warmth.
Oh, the ring of warmth, that's right.
Yeah.
So
That's
the two of you are fine. Constitution saving throws from the rest of you, please.
18.
Nice.
18.
Actually good enough, but nice.
Nice. I'm only gonna lose 3 toes. It's okay.
7.
16.
16. You two are going to take 2 points of cold damage. You're going to take 4.
Ay, Dios mío.
As, without even trying, just the presence of the Frost Maiden herself just bites into your body.
Ah.
Ronaldo, who's next to you, just almost shudders down to the floor, and this is the first time that you've ever seen Remy quiet. As he's just kind of chilled on the spot. Booker himself is just kind of sort of terrified.
His nips are like diamonds. In canon, he is shirtless.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. However, she's just staring directly at you, and every now and then her beady black eyes illuminate with it. And the cape that's also come across it just moves out of the way. And her hand has 4 sharp talons on it. It reaches out towards you. And
Oh.
demands the Sunstaff.
No.
As you say that, several of the sources of light start getting closer towards it. And as they do, you guys start to see the cold light walkers that you guys have tangled with beforehand start walking into the blizzard.
Oh
And
no.
there's a that happens before one of the members of the militia are just pulled into the snow by this large, just once again another maw of teeth and just blue leathered skin as it just, and all the cold lights slowly start to turn towards the rest of you. All her hand does is
What do you want with that?
She doesn't even respond to you. She has her eyes locked on Donna.
I feel like if I keep saying no, you're gonna keep killing our fun group.
She just continues to stare.
Yeah, she's really scary. I see her right now. I see her. She sucks. I'm going to. Damn, guys.
Can we take an action?
Yeah, dude, you guys are more than welcome to your action steps.
Can we fucking run?
Can I try to cast a spell?
You want to cast a spell?
Yeah, I
Drink a
do.
potion.
Yep, okay, you can go ahead and...
I like that you just start chugging energy drinks. You're like, nah, I'm gonna do this shit.
Otherwise, I will be very useless. I'm just gonna hold on to this thing.
I'm gonna do this.
She cast her spell.
I'm gonna try to cast Banishment, which is a Charisma 15 check. So I hope she's charismatic. A little. I feel like she is.
You hope
Like
she's
fun it.
charismatic?
Oh, yeah.
I hope she's not charismatic.
No banishment.
Yeah, some people here have been banished.
Okay. Everyone please take your potion shots now.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna take a potion as well. So let's see. Oh, nice. 7. Wait. Is it plus 2 or plus 4?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4. 2d4 plus 2. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, make sure you add every bit of
Okay,
health
so
that
3
you can.
plus
to
3
this-
plus
this
2 is
system.
8. Hell yes. I'm gonna use my last one. Plus 2. Right, good. And let me take these out of my inventory now. Okay. Does it do?
Alright, is everyone taking their potion?
Yes.
Should I?
Reach out. I mean, no, sorry. If you wanted to,
Okay.
yeah, I just wanted everyone to be able to speak. So as you once again reach out, try your best to encapsulate it. The energy is just almost just evened up around her.
Whew!
Yeah, this is a god.
However,
Okay,
at
well,
that-
don't look at me.
At that note,
Uh-huh.
there's as the lights now shoot these beaming rays at you guys and the rest of the militia.
Hello?
So
That usually works when I banish people. You know? It's really awkward.
Just give me 1 second. It's got to look quite a bit here.
Oh, no. There's math going on. I'm gonna need a little of this, a little of this, you know?
This has been a great
Uncanny
campaign, guys.
Dodge.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Please keep that in mind.
Keep them.
No saves.
Not yet.
Probably would have faded by now.
Damn, she's scary.
I don't attack or get hit within like
Yeah.
a round, and I think it's been a little bit longer than that.
She's like a little rude, too.
Plus she's silent, she's scary. She wants it, so that means we can't give it.
True, true, true. Though I did learn a new spell.
Then I guess cast it.
I mean,
I'm just gonna take the average damage for this because there's just multiple bodies, and I
Yeah.
don't want to do
Fair
more.
enough.
But these beams come across, and you feel this harsh burst of cold energy just hit your body, and it just starts to encapsulate onto the rest of your body. Please remind me if I forget that you guys do have resistance on this. As you guys are pierced by it, you are noticing the rest of. I'll say, Donna, you notice being the one person that is not targeted. The Mammoth, Borin, the Frost Giant, Ronaldo, Remy, and all of your friends are targeted by these beams.
Oh, that's how she's gonna fucking do it. She's gonna target all my friends, right?
Yeah, that's
And,
what you see happening. I'm going to ask,
Okay.
yeah.
please take
No.
25 cold damage.
No, I refuse. I'm gonna do it. I'm not
it'll
gonna
be
like it.
12 cold damage for you. 12 cold damage for
And
you.
if I do uncanny dodge, it's
It'll be
6.
6.
Ooh.
Krano,
Uncanny
it rolled a natural
Ooh.
20 on you. You're gonna take 50 points of cold damage. You can.
I would immediately kill me.
So there'll be 25 points of cold damage.
Otherwise,
There's
how many have
25.
25.
There's a brief moment of some strange heroism as Ronaldo is just able to get out of the way before it just frosts the wall behind him. He's the only one that missed on. Charlie Booker takes a solid hit of 25 before even the mighty Charlie Booker is brought to his knee. Remy is pelted by 25 points of cold damage. The Mammoth is reduced to 12. The Frost Giant is currently reduced to 12. However, that does kill every member of the militia, including Lieutenant Boren. As Lieutenant Boren
Wow.
as the rest of them are all hit, their bodies kind of spin for a little while, but before their bodies can even hit the ground, they're encapsulated in these strange ice-like sculptures that sort of weave and carve these strange, almost like sick art of a psychopath molds around them. As this happens, she once again...
Donner, give it back. We'll give it to her.
It served its purpose.
We'll find another way.
I was going to. This is obviously a test of.
And there's...
She's being kind of a bitch about this.
As her hand clasps around the summer star, which seems a lot smaller inside of large talons, there's almost like a creak of ice with every talon that closes around it before her arm disappears underneath the cloak before she disappears from you guys' sight.
Ugh.
And you guys hear another and more debris and dust comes flying about as a large figure disappears off into the sky. The blizzard slowly but surely disappears in the lights, start to fade. But as the blizzard starts to out towards the town of Easthaven, I would like perception rolls from everybody, please.
It was a 4.
Just low enough. I'm just taking out my anger on one of the corpses with my sword.
Distracted.
Passive 25. Beautiful,
Natural 19.
4. Tobias, you and Krano notice something that soul hurting as the blizzard fades at an unnatural speed throughout the town of Easthaven. As it does, every now and then the debris before it stands still. As it goes around and disappears off into the horizon, you're left with a ghost town as all of the corpses, the Duergar, the commoners, the militia, the sellswords, all of them are missing. You're just looking at a damaged town and the occasional members of the militia that come out of the house. There's a sellsword who just kind of comes out of a wagon, shivering from the cold, looking about. But as now and then people pop their heads out to look around the town, you're noticing it is derelict of corpses. Not a single one has been left. As it just fades off. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Icewind Dale, Reign of the Frost Maiden.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Daddy Master.
That's what you get for that one.
Oh.
It's gonna be the
Alright.
title of this episode.
But
Fuck you, Daddy Master.
that was it.
May I have another?
Fucking no, it isn't.
I'm back next week.
However, join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. for the next chapter of this. Now that the Duergar invasion is officially done, we have closed chapter 4 of Icewind Dale Realm of the Frost Maiden, as Zonrock Sunblight has paid off a debt to a demon. Didn't expect that to happen.
Hey! Hey!
But there was stuff in the book that paid off. So
Cool.
that was great.